Hey guys, welcome back in the Madman Club betting podcast. As we're making this recording, Kansas City and Detroit's getting ready to kick off. I wanted to do a recap for Saturday and Sunday, as we always do. And guys, what a weekend! A mixed bag, I guess you could say. Saturday, we're going to go over some of that stuff as we get going here on the Madman podcast. Again, like I said, as I'm making this recording, we're getting ready to kick off the Kansas City Detroit game. But big news, big news today come down. James Franklin is no longer the coach at Penn State. Imagine that. With the record he's had, I am so thankful that they're looking for somebody to take his place. Guys, y'all have heard me talk about it time and time again. Cannot win the big game. 4-21, I think, maybe 4-22 against top 10 opponents. Just awful against the top 10. Awful against the top 25 if you want to look at it. Can't beat Ohio State. Can't beat Michigan. Seems to always beat up on the little guy, but just can't win that big game. But the news is James Franklin is no longer the coach at Penn State. I know he had a big buyout. I'm sure they negotiated something on his departure. They should have left him on the tarmac at UCLA. And then you turn right around and you lose to Northwestern. Like, this is comical. With a team that should be in the running for the national championship, as talented as they are, and to get derailed. And guys, just listening to him talk, he's a clown. Listening to him talk, he don't want to blame himself for nothing. He wants to blame the players or anything else other than himself. So I'm glad he's gone, and we're not going to talk about that any longer. I just wanted to mention that as we start the Madman Club podcast today. So we're going to talk about the bad, and I got some pretty heavy heat from a couple, some Ohio State fans, Alabama fans, and so rightly so. Guys, when I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong, and when I'm right, I'll let you know I'm right. I'm as transparent as you'll see. All of our plays are on our TikTok. All of our social media, they're on our website, so they're there for you to see. We don't hide anything. When we lose, we're going to tell you we lost. If we win, we're going to tell you we won. We have had a really good start to the season. I'm so thankful that we have, because anytime you can gamble on any sport, especially football, and be winning, that's big. Those big buildings are not built on winners. Those big buildings in Las Vegas are built on losers. So guys, just remember that. We are thankful that we're winning like we are. We're going to continue to try to do the same thing every single week and find you winners. But again, we're transparent. We're going to lose. We're going to lose some. We're going to win some. We just hope at the end of the year we've won a lot more than we've lost. So far we've done a pretty good job of that. So let's talk about the ugly. Illinois, Ohio State fan. Couple fans hit me pretty hard, told me I didn't know what I was talking about. Hey, Ohio State, real deal. Defense, real deal. Offense, kind of questionable. You played Illinois. Probably should have scored more points against them. Illinois turned the ball over late. Ohio State got a late touchdown. Illinois was driving. Could have covered if they'd have scored a touchdown. Late in that game, about 3 minutes left, turned the ball over. Ohio State got it and run the clock out. So, but they covered. Ohio State did cover. Ohio State, real deal. They got the job done. So, kudos to Ohio State. They got a tough schedule ahead of them, so they got a few more tough games. We'll see how it all shakes out. Normally it does before the season's over with. We'll find out who the good teams are, who the bad teams are. So, Ohio State, that was one. I took Illinois plus 15. They ended up losing by 18, I think. So that was a loss. But guys, let's back up to Friday night. I told you guys these two quarterbacks and these two teams were going to be fun to watch. And man, they put on a show. 63-36. Mestamaker, bad night for Mestamaker because he hadn't thrown a pick all year. 30 of 48, 326, 2 TDs and 3 picks. The picks weren't good, but he had a pretty good game other than that. Brown, South Florida, 22 of 28, 245, 3 TDs, and a pick. But guys, scoring come from everywhere. 63-36 final score. And guys, I told you it was going to be fun to watch. North Texas and South Florida. Now you got a sleeper that might kick that door into the playoffs. South Florida's schedule speaks for itself. They beat Boise State, one of my dogs of the week this year. They beat Florida State outright as a huge underdog. Next week, they beat Florida as a huge underdog, won the game outright. Lost to Miami, who is undefeated right now. Turned around, won the following week against Louisiana Monroe or something like that. And to beat North Texas. North Texas was also undefeated. So South Florida, man, is a team that people need to pay attention to, and got a hell of a coach, got a hell of a team, and they're going to make noise later in this season. The schedule lines up perfect for them the rest of the way. This was probably their toughest roadblock outside those first few games they played. So they got a shot. And I mentioned that during that Boise game. I mentioned South Florida being a sleeper. So, guys, keep an eye on South Florida. Again, Illinois, Northern Illinois, shit the bed, man, against Eastern Michigan. Should have won the game. Just did not show up. Eastern Michigan handed them a loss. Oklahoma, huge mistake. You got a hurt quarterback, just had surgery on his hand. You put him out there and start him. At least after the first quarter, pull the guy. Put a kid in there that can at least use his hand. He had surgery on his thumb, his throwing thumb. So, of course, we've seen how that one ended. Florida, every chance in the world, just didn't play enough defense to come out a winner in that game. Texas A&M lit them up. Auburn and South Carolina, so disappointed the way we lost these two. Auburn +4, 13-10 is what the score was with about a minute left in the game. 13-10 in the LSU South Carolina game, getting 8.5, 9.5 against LSU. Both of these teams could have got first downs and run the clock out. All it took was a first down, take a knee. Georgia busted a big play. LSU busted a big play. Auburn does not cover. South Carolina does not cover. So both of those, kind of that back door, if you think about it. Nebraska on the road got the win, but did not get to cover. We gave out Nebraska -6. I didn't think the game would be close. I thought their defense would show up. However, defense did not show up. Maryland did what they wanted to. Nebraska did squeak out a win. But anyway, I don't know if I'm going to be on that Matt Rule train much longer either. It seems like he struggles against so many teams, and he just can't win the big game against some of these bigger teams. The record right now is still, they got one loss, so they can still fight their way into this Big Ten, and if they come out of it, they could make their way into the playoff. But Matt Rule, you got to do a lot more to impress me, because right now I'm not impressed with what you've done. Guys, don't forget, later in the week, we'll do our podcast. We'll do our top 10 quarterbacks, as we always do, since we got the request for that. We'll do our top 10 quarterbacks. Those things may change this week. We had several of them, a couple of them went against each other this week. So we'll look at stats, look at how they played, how they did against some of these better teams now that the schedules are putting these teams against each other. But we'll have our top 10 quarterbacks. Real quick, before we go over some of the other plays we had for the weekend, don't forget to get over to madmanclub.com. All of our plays right now, college, NFL, and that play everybody loves, that Madman Dog of the Week every single week, is no charge at madmanclub.com. We're also giving those plays out right now on all of our social media. So guys, whatever you do, just make sure you smash that follow button. Follow our podcast. It's on the platforms. Hit that follow button. That way you'll get notified every time a new podcast comes out. The podcast is over on YouTube. If you want to watch the video of the podcast, it's over on YouTube. All of our real shorts are over on YouTube. Like I said, guys, just hit that follow button. Give us some likes. Give us a 5-star review on our podcast if you like it. And guys, hey, let us know what you want to talk about. If you want us to throw some things in on this podcast, you know, not just the top 10 quarterbacks, but maybe the top 10 teams, top 10 running backs, whatever you guys want to discuss, we'll try to throw it in. Anything you guys want to request, we'll take a close look at it and we'll see what we want to do. If you got a game you're looking at, we can't get you answers to all of them, but guys, if you got a game you're looking at, hit us up early in the week so we can take a little deep dive into the game you think you want to play, and we'll give you what our thoughts are on that particular game for that particular week. So just remember that going forward. So guys, let's talk about some good from the weekend. Alabama, Missouri. Missouri plus 3.5. We squeaked out a win by 0.5 point. Got it late. And actually, Missouri was driving late in that game, going down for the win. But we did get the cover. They lost by 3. We covered by 0.5 point. So we'll take it. Utah put it on Arizona State. We gave that one out early. I love that play. Ton of injuries. No starting quarterback for Arizona State. Utah was in a position to win that game. I'd never thought it would be close, and it wasn't. Utah comes away with that win. Unranked versus ranked. Southern Cal minus 2.5. Playing Michigan. We gave that play out. Ton of people didn't like it. I was a big fan of it. I always like it when I do the research, not just being unranked, but looking at some of the things that play a key part for that game as well. USC, 2.5 point favorite. They ended up winning that game pretty big. Guys, again, back to Friday night, we gave out South Florida as a pick. Didn't understand why North Texas was favored. I know a lot of people jumped on North Texas. They were undefeated. But guys, look at the schedules. South Florida's schedule, they're battle tested, not just tested. They're battle tested. Boise State, Florida, and Miami back to back to back. That's a pretty tough schedule. So that's why we jumped on South Florida as a pick. It moved to North Texas minus 1.5. We rode with the one that brung us. South Florida gets the outright 63-36. Guys, they just scored every time they wanted to touch the foot. Every time they wanted to score, they scored. Arkansas, big comeback in that game. Actually, I thought that was probably going to be a tough loss for us when Tennessee went up 34 to 17. But lo and behold, Arkansas comes back, scores 14 points in the fourth quarter, and ends up covering the game for us. So they lose 34-31. Arkansas gets us the win. Guys, that dog of the week. Every week we try to find you a dog that I think is going to win the game outright. This week, dog of the week, Indiana. Everybody that I spoke to, every single person that I could come in contact with said there's no way Indiana can go on the road to Eugene and cover, much less win that game. I thought they could. The defense is much improved. Indiana's the real deal, and I believe they're going to continue to win. But guys, the Madman Dog of the Week, once again with that outright win, 30-20, Indiana goes on the road and gets it done. Mendoza gets it done. And guys, look out. Indiana is probably just penciled their name into one of the spots in the playoffs. So get ready to find out who Indiana might play as we make our way toward that national championship. Let's turn the page to the NFL, because, guys, this is what bailed us out for the weekend, and what a day it was. In the NFL this week, we gave out Seattle as a 3-unit play, Miami as a 3-unit play, Carolina as a 3-unit play, Jets as a 3-unit play, Baltimore as a 2-unit play, Arizona as a 1-unit play, Pittsburgh as a 3-unit play, and the Vegas Raiders as a 5-unit play. And guys, we lost the Baltimore game. Seattle, winner. Miami, +5, winner. Carolina, +3.5, outright winner. Jets, +7.5. They lose 13-11 in a god-awful football game. I am so glad I turned it off and quit watching it. Arizona, +6.5, lose by 4. Pittsburgh, -5, never in doubt. Vegas, -4, not ever in doubt. Baltimore loses the game to the Rams. And guys, we just thought with 7.5 points they could keep it close enough. They did not. But all in all, pretty good weekend so far. We still got Kansas City tonight. We gave Kansas City out. We're still waiting on that one. But as we look back as the weekend on the year, we are officially 6-1-1 on our dog of the week. Several outright winners. South Florida outright winner, Delaware outright winner, Indiana outright winner. 6-1-1 on the year. College, 43 wins, 32 losses, 36 units in college, 24 units in dog of the week. NFL plays, after struggling the first few weeks, now we're 21-13 plus 22 units. All in all, 58.82% on the year, 82 units. So we started the weekend at 73 units going in. We've +9 units over the weekend. Like I said, we started out a rocky day on Saturday, turned it all around on Sunday. This is what we want to do. This is how we want to finish. This is what we want to do every single week. +82 units right now going into this game tonight. A $10 bettor's up $820 through week 6 of the NFL, week 7 college football. A $100 bettor is up $8,200 on the year. And guys, 58.8% is not a bad start to the season, but we got to keep it going. We got to keep our nose to the grind. We got to keep finding these winners. Guys, hit that follow button. Tell your friends about all of these plays. Tell them about this dog of the week you keep getting. 6-1-1 Indiana outright winner. Guys, smash that follow button. Get over to madmanclub.com and get registered today. That is a wrap for today's show. Make sure you tune in. We're going to go over our top 10 quarterbacks. We got more plays coming this weekend. We're going to try to make sure we get you plenty of winners, get you to the window to cash those tickets. And guys, we'll be giving out another Madman Club Dog of the Week again this week. Who knows what it'll be, but we're going to find one, and it's going to be a dog we think will win the game outright coming up this weekend. Guys, that is a wrap for today. Make sure you continue to bet smart and bet like a madman.